Russia has shut off gas to Europe, and that is a big deal. In this video, we want to look at some startling statistics about what that would mean for the European economy. Also, what does that mean for the world economy? We are all interconnected, right? You're joining me from all over the world right here in Ron's basement right now. So, as Europe suffers, the rest of the world will also suffer. Also, what does that mean for the price of silver and gold? Does that have any impact on the precious metals and the mining stocks? Let's dig into all that in this video right now. You're important, and you're always welcome here in Ron's basement. Thank you from wherever you are in the world right now for choosing to spend a little of your precious time with me right here in the basement. I've got plenty of gas and hot air to share with you, not making light of the difficult situation many people in Europe are facing right now. But if you like my content, please subscribe to my channel, give the video a thumbs up, turn on the bell notifications, leave a comment in the comment section below. We do want to get to know you, and most importantly, we want to learn from you, different perspectives from all over the world. Let's get back to the video. As we dig into this situation, why did Vladimir Putin and his main communicator, Dmitry Peskov, why did they shut off the valve, turn off Nord Stream 1, supplying much of Europe with natural gas? The Germans have no gas, right? The French, all these places are going to be suffering through a horrible winter without any gas. But why? Why, Vladimir? Why would you do that? Well, he did it 100% in response to the sanctions placed on the Russians by the Western European countries because of the war in Ukraine. He's essentially said, get rid of the sanctions and you can have gas. Leave the sanctions, you get no gas. Whether or not we want to consider his side of the story, agree with him, disagree with him, the fact of the matter is the valve is turned off and Europe is suffering. And there are some incredible statistics surrounding the increase in energy bills that consumers and industry will face in Europe this coming winter. Increases estimated to be as high as $2 trillion. That's 15% of the European GDP and represents almost 20% of disposable income of the population. And we don't have to be PhD economists to look at those numbers and figure out that that will have a major impact on the European economies. I mean, if our electric bills were to go up 2 or 3 times, that would take a lot of money out of my personal budget that I may not spend on fancy new clothes, like a new red shirt for the basement, or taking my family on a little weekend getaway, or whatever the case may be. All that extra disposable income is going to be going straight to the utility companies so that they can pay these outrageous prices to acquire the gas and generate the electricity just necessary for the Europeans to survive. So my friends in Europe, I feel for you. I know you are heading into and through a difficult time. Be smart, be as conservative as possible, and you will get through this. Additionally, this situation could also cause major havoc in the overall big picture energy markets. It's estimated that right now, because of these wild price swings in the European energy markets, that there's a 1.5 trillion euro margin call. So the governments are having to step in, bail out the major energy companies because of the derivative, complicated contracts that they own. But what does that mean? That means that the European countries are going to have to print more money. 1.5 trillion euros is a large, large sum. And of course, our good friends at Goldman Sachs had to chime in on this situation. They published a report that says the average Italian family this winter can expect a 200% increase in their energy bills. In regards to Germany, Goldman Sachs pointed out the fact that typically $20 billion in gas purchased by the Germans from the Russians every year results in almost $2 trillion worth of value-added manufacturing. The Germans use that $20 billion in gas to create $2 trillion in economic activity. That's huge leverage, as was pointed out, and if that goes away, that can be devastating for the European economies. And can't that very easily bleed through into the rest of the world? If Germany, just for instance, is suffering, all of Europe will suffer. If all of Europe is suffering, that will bleed through to the United States and other countries throughout the world. It feels like the already precarious situation that the world economy was in is getting a little worse. And since we can't print oil and gas, they'll have to print more money to absorb the shock of what's going on. And that's already what many are saying the European community is considering doing. And when money is printed, currency is devalued, the price of precious metals eventually goes up. Gold and silver have seen scenarios like these throughout the last decades and centuries. And you know what? They've always maintained their value. They might be sitting over there in the corner, but they've always maintained their value, and they will continue to do that even in a grim situation like we're in right now with the European energy crisis. But heck, there's an energy crisis everywhere in the world. One thing for sure, we're going to see what happens. And I will be here for you through it all. You're always welcome here in Ron's Basement. Until next time, you, yes, you, be well.